Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, Magic Fan. How is everyone doing? Let's check our settings over here. Everything seems to be good. FPS is good, no dropped frames. Main camera looks fine. Got my chat windows up. Things are playing there. And we've got the amazing cam right over here that I'll switch to it when things are amazing, of course. And then we've got the card camera. We're gonna do some fun stuff with the card camera. This time over here, we're gonna crack some packs of something so off topic. Some Garbage Pail Kids. Anyone ever opened these up back in the day? I opened them up back in the 80s when I was a little kid. This is the new Garbage Pail Kids. Oh, the horrible. And over here is Garbage Pail Kids. I hate the 90s. So we'll open both of those up, plus something special over here as well. But we will get to that in due time. How's everyone doing? Are you ready for some magic? I want to play some of this Brawl. And can you believe it? Brawl is on Arena at the moment. I've been having fun with that. So Brawl is basically Commander Junior. If you ever wanted to play Commander on Arena, this is close enough, maybe? So it's a singleton. There's a commander, a command zone. However, it's standard decks instead of modern, or actually the full legacy of Magic cards. So you have to make a deck out of standard cards. And and then it's since we're doing 1v1 only, it's 25 life. So let's see about that. Have to sneeze a moment here. Maybe not. It went away. Yeah, it went away. Okay, so I'm really enjoying the Fairy Schemes deck. I think that one's pretty fun. It's got a lot of fun synergies. You summon your commander, which is the lowest casting cost of all. It's 4 mana compared to everything else. There's a lot of flyers. There's also some artifact synergies. And this is fine here. You get a free mulligan. So I'm battling against an opponent with Corvat. Oops, I forgot to check what do I have here. I guess this is way slower than I would want. I've got 2 slow lands. Anyway, my opponent has Corvald. That one's kind of cool. You have it like sacrifice things and it gets stronger. But if you happen to exile Corvald at a certain point, all of those counters that they built up for it go away. Alright, so yeah, I've already lost 2 turns here because I had 1 tap land and 1 evolving wilds. So I guess I'll go crack this. And we've got all of our colors, doesn't even matter. So I could have done the that bag turn 1, but I had 2 tap lands, 2 slow lands I had to deal with. Is that the right term for these things? There's a Krenko. Okay. If I don't get like a Mortify, I gotta wrap this up. Yeah. Krenko on such an early turn like this with no removal, it's not even worth it. It's gonna be attacking and attacking and getting stronger. So I know that it's singleton. You cannot control these decks. They made them for you. Supposedly there were some top people making the decks and that they are balanced against each other. But I already saw that they're already getting some great stuff. See, there's my Mortify. Thank you so much. Okay, so by the time I had my stuff out there, Krenko would have been out of control. Okay, so here there's nothing that is tapped, so fine, we'll just go for it. I'll get out the Herald, unless I get something faster than the Herald. Okay, I'll have to wait for the Herald. Heraldic Banner, turn 3, animate artifact. Okay, that's going to do its own thing. Well, we'll take this out so that I guess we'll do our Alayla ASAP, because they've got enough for a Sage. Okay, that's not so bad. We'll get out our Provocateur. She's a 3/3 Death Touch Lifelink Flyer. It's gonna proliferate itself. I guess that's fine. I'll mortify it in just a moment. That destroys enchantments. I should get rid of that enchantment, actually. I'll take some damage. Okay, you're gonna destroy my thing here. It doesn't do anything. Add 1 mana. Fine. Let's mortify that right there. Nothing to do here except gain a little life. It'll be able to proliferate itself. Yeah, I need some more removal or this is game over. Hey Stevie, how are you doing? I'm playing Brawl on Arena. Can you believe it? Brawl is available now on Arena. And I need my removal here. There's no removal coming. I guess Massacre Girl is the closest thing. She's not going to be that helpful. Yeah, Massacre Girl's not going to do too much, but I'll have a blocker. Alright, so the only way for me to deal with this Sage is to double block. Hey there, Mark. I'm playing some Brawl on Arena. I'm in a little bit of trouble here. They've got a 6/5 creature that will keep getting proliferated, but they're going to do this cool maneuver where they bring out a big old demon. They're going to lose 5 life, sacrifice a creature, make a demon. And there we go. We've got a 5/5 on that. They're going to attack with that. I'm fine with double blocking here, because I can always summon it again. So that survives. Okay, so we'll drop that. And there's nothing great. I guess I'll just create a chump blocker here. Okay, the rules to Brawl are, it's basically Commander Junior, Commander Light, in terms of it's a 60 card deck instead of 100 cards like Commander, and it's from the card pool of Standard instead of the whole history of Magic cards. You have Standard to work with. What else? You in a 1v1, you start with 25 life, and instead of 40. And oh, you have a commander. So see how my Alayla just died, or Alila, whatever her name is, Alayla. She is my commander. My whole deck Why are you gonna kill your own commander? Okay, that's so funny. Your commander is a special creature that goes back to your command zone instead of... Ooh, let's do this. This is kind of fun. These are some brand new cards right here. Animating Fairy. It can go on an adventure. So you can cast it for its regular cost or pay the adventure cost, which sends it into exile and does something fun, such as turning that into a 4/4 creature. Fun. And then after that, I can still bring out my... I guess I have to crack all of those. I can bring a regular fairy. Yeah, I need to get rid of the Angrath because everything's got lifelink. I mean, not lifelink, but menace. Alright, ooh, I need that Conclave Tribunal actually, so I'll leave that there. I don't need that globe. And then lastly... Okay, let's do this. This is so funny. My treasure is a creature, and now it's a 5/5. Now it's an 8/8 creature actually, and I'm gonna attack Angrath because everything's getting menace, which is kind of hurting me. So we'll take care of Angrath. Angrath is so angry. I wonder if they named them like that because he's Angrath and he's angry. So in this new Throne of Eldraine that doesn't have trample, I'm fine. So in Throne of Eldraine, there's some of these cards that have this adventure mechanic, which is that you cast them for the adventure cost instead of the... Each player sacrifices 3 creatures? Okay, fun. Alright, so I have that exile thing. Let's exile their thing over here to stop making them make demons. And then after that, I can't summon that yet. Okay, well, let's draw some cards. Okay, I've got that for my prison realm. That will exile their commander. It took a little while to kind of maybe stabilize here. They're going to do Krenko. That's really annoying. We got to get rid of that right away. Priest, whatever. All they have is their commander. Let's get rid of Krenko right away. That'll get bigger and bigger. So a new thing in Throne of Eldraine is now they've got these food tokens. I'll zoom in on what that does in just a moment. Let me just keep setting myself up here. Let's bring out our commander now. And besides that, okay, we're good. So here's the brand new thing, food tokens. This is an artifact. Sacrifice this artifact, gain 3 life. So at the very least, it'll gain you life. But if you've got some cool synergies, it's an artifact, so you can do stuff with it. And if you get it working just right, it'll do fun stuff. Alright, so that's a 4/4, but I've got Death Touch, so I can take care of it, plus lifelink. Plus I've got 1,000,000 tokens of treasure here. Although they have some card advantage. Mana Geo draws me a card, but I can do Chemist's Insight to instead. Let's do Chemist's Insight on their turn, right? Draw a card or draw 2 cards. Let's jumpstart that. Pay those 3. Maybe we'll get something good. Sacrifice that Geode. It would have only given me 1 card. And I got 2 lands. Amazing. And I got a 3rd land. Okay, here's where the algorithm is going to start to betray me. Like, what am I going to do here? Okay, I guess let's sacrifice this well and see if that draws me cards. That's vaguely good. Okay, well, let's throw this out for some blockers. Let's bring out another... See, what I like about this deck that I've got, this Alela deck, is that they probably won't block because that's got Death Touch, and whoops, that's a 6/7 now because it's attacking by itself. How did that happen? Because yeah, this deck, I think the one that I'm playing, does have some cool synergies when it gets rolling. Like, my commander loves enchantments and artifacts. Ooh, Judith is cool. And so when I just make a lot of chump blockers, if I am able to cast, I'm able to make a lot of these fairies if I'm able to cast enchantments and stuff. Okay, so there's a blocker coming at me, which I can take care of right here. Yeah, let's just do this, and then let's do this. That's a 7/6, but no trample, so who cares? And they gave up. My combo was coming too much together right there. GG to my opponent. What was their name again? It's so funny. I forget. A moment later, I forget what's my opponent's name and what colors are they playing. I totally just get so engrossed in it, I forgot. But anyway, okay. So let me zoom in on that deck. Then I'll switch over to the other camera in a moment for some crack-a-packs. But these decks, the deck that I'm currently playing with, Fairy Schemes, is... There's the commander, Alayla, Artful Provocateur. She's a 2/3 flying Death Touch lifelink, and she gives +1 to my other flying creatures. So I have some flying creatures in the deck. Whenever an artifact or permanent spell happens, I create a 1/1 blue fairy. Well, it's a 2/1 because she's on the battlefield. Scrabble Claws, it draws me a card or exile stuff from their graveyard, and it becomes a creature. Forgetting is a sign of old age, definitely. I am forgetting so many things nowadays. And then also, if you go back to my streams from a year or two ago, I didn't have so much gray hair right here. It's so sad. Anyway, Bag of Holding, the Dungeons and Dragons card. This lets you draw cards and hold them in case you don't want them. Witching Well, this is so funny. This is such a horrible pun. The Witching Well. No, not Wishing Well. Witching Well. It's 1 blue mana artifact. Explain to me, what is the purpose of the commander? Well, a couple of things. The commander affects the cards that you can choose for your deck. A commander deck or a brawl deck must be in the color identity of your commander. My commander is blue, black, white, which is, I don't know what that is, Bant, Grixis, I don't know the names, but it's whatever it is. So she is white, black, blue. All of my spells in the deck have to be white, black, blue, or lands, or artifacts. That's the big thing about Brawl or Commander that everyone loves. You build a deck of those colors. The Commander can be summoned at any point that you've got the mana for it. And when it dies, you can choose to send it to the Graveyard Zone or the Exile or the Command Zone, which is kind of back to your hand. And you can cast it again. But then it's got a commander tax of 2 more colorless mana. So you can keep bringing back your commander over and over as long as you can keep paying for it. The cool thing is also, if it goes into exile, for example, someone's going to Settle the Wreckage it, or someone's going to Prison Realm it, it changes zones. And the rule of Commander or Brawl is whenever a commander changes zones, you can choose which zone it goes to. To Exile Zone, where you'll never get it back, or to the Command Zone, where you can summon it again, but with the commander tax. So usually also, lastly, a commander has a lot of cool abilities that synergize with the deck. So Commander and Brawl decks are all about finding a cool legendary creature or planeswalker. Only in Brawl you can't have a planeswalker in regular Commander, but in Brawl you can. So Brawl or Commander is about finding a cool legendary creature or planeswalker and making a deck out of it, singleton, with just a bunch of cards that synergize. So these Brawl decks, you cannot change them. They're sort of like previewing them for us, and we'll see what they are once we play with them. But let's do this. Let's switch over to the card cam. I've got some fun off-topic crack-a-packs right here. I have got a couple of Garbage Pail Kid cards to open up. Anyone in the chat ever played with Garbage Pail Kid cards back in the days, where they called other things in other countries? Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in England were called the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, because ninjas were illegal in England, I guess. So anyway, Garbage Pail Kids are like these weird, funny parodies of Cabbage Patch Kids, which were this craze of little like adoptable dolls in the 80s. So I remember opening up Garbage Pail Kids in the 80s, and they're back. So I've got a couple to open up. Let's open up this one here first. This is, the Horror Bowl. Now this is such a ripoff. This is 4 cards per pack, and you have to collect like 200 of them or something. And I never collected them all back in the day. There were just too many of them. So let's crack this open. Supposedly there's also like foils and stuff. They were also called Garbage Pail Garbage Gang. Oh, okay, that's fun. That was very hard to open on camera, and I'm all twisted up over here, so I did it off camera. But here we go. So let's open up some Garbage Gang cards. Let's see if we get the valuable ones. What is this? Classic film. I have them backwards. Here we go. We'll go this way. Okay. What is this? This is Dale from the Crypt. So they always had these horrible puns that were just so funny. So instead of Tales from the Crypt, we have Dale from the Crypt. And it's jumping out of a classic comic book. How close can we get here? So, yep, there's that. Does it have anything fun in the back? This is an 80s horror sticker. So yeah, these were stickers that you could peel off and then like stick them all over the place and like put them in inappropriate places, like the urinal. Oh, look at that. That's Joyless Jason. So whoops, it's Friday the 12th. These are so dumb. I love them. I've just been listening to a podcast where the 2 hosts, Matt Gorley and Paul Rust, have chatted about every single Friday the 13th movie ever made, and it's like, 1.5 to 2 hours long every episode, and I just listened to all 13 episodes. It took me like a month, but I've been just so inundated with Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, that this is just hilarious to see the funny version. I should tweet them this picture, and this is 80s horror. Then we've got Scott Land. So the Scott, the Nessie, the Loch Ness monster, right? This is so funny. It almost works, like it's half human, half monster, and the dividing line in the water almost works, kind of, but not really. Wonder if I will get the stretch face Stan. We will see. There was this one robot one that I loved back in the day. We'll see if I ever get it. But this is the horror one, so I don't think it's going to come out in this pack. We'll see the other one. This is Folklore Monster. Okay. And then lastly, what is this? This is Wrapped. Can this focus? This is Wrapped Ron. Let me just focus there. This is Wrapped Ron. This is... Okay, I get it now. He's the invisible man, and he's in the toilet, but he's invisible unless he's wrapped up, and so he's on the toilet. So, yep, Garbage Pail Kids, amazing. And this is Classic Film Monster sticker. This is 7 of 15. This is it could be a parody of Goosebumps, yeah. This is 5B out of 10. Wow, if you thought collecting magic cards was a trip, here's 7A of 15. And then it's 14A of 15. So apparently there were 15 80s, and then, 15 80s and 15 of each of these sort of like genres. And then there's like A and B. And you have to collect them all, gotta catch them all. So let's play a little bit more, and then I'll open the next one. But yep, what does everyone right there think about in the chat? Which was your favorite one out of these 4? Did you like the Dale from the Crypt? Did you like the Joyless Jason? Did you like Scott Land? Or did you like Wrapped Ron. Vote now. I don't have any booster packs to give away because I am no longer sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. But which of those did you like best? Were they worth it? Was it worth the $2 that I paid or whatever these things were? Well, back in my day, they were probably like 50 cents. Joyless Jason, we have 1 vote for Joyless Jason. I kind of like that one too. Your favorite would be the Scotland one. So we've got a battle between Joyless Jason and Scotland. Which one would win? A supernatural monster from the ancient deep, or a machete-wielding maniac? Alright, so let's get back to the game. We'll play a little bit more Brawl, and then we'll maybe do some drafting or something. I just want to kind of play this format, which is very different. You cannot play one-on-one with it at the moment, unfortunately. But hopefully at some point. And while we're waiting for that to load up, now would be a great time to visit that one website that everyone loves, loots.com/vmcampos. Send a nice message. Root me on so that I can vanquish my opponents. This is a terrible hand. But we get a free mulligan, so let's try that again. That's also not great. Guess there's some cycling going on. I guess I'll keep that. You'll learn more about it. I've got a video actually. I'll put it in the chat in just a moment. I've got a longer video that I did about Brawl that might be fun. What's the best way to what's the best way to get it? Just one moment. Let me just I should have freaking Gate Guild is always messing me up. Okay. Let me pull up this video that I did about Brawl that you might find useful. And before that, I guess, drop a globe, draw a card, my commander's ready to come out. Now, this is a mirror match, so they have some of the removal that I would have as well, which would be the, there's some Mortify, Frogify, yes, that is a real card. What else is in that deck? Prison Realm. Anyway, here's a link right here. If people haven't seen it, they can follow the link to check out my video about Brawl. And they are scrying furiously for the perfect cards. So they're very confused because you can tap your Geode for mana, but you can't do anything with it, and they're confused. So let me help you out with that, Matu. Oh, I guess they're witching well. Okay. It took 10 years for them to figure out that they could cast something. Okay. Alright, so let's give it a shot over here with trying to bring out the commander. So he's a 2/3 lifelink death touch. If I then cast any artifacts or enchantments, I bring a fairy friend. I give my flyers +1/+0. You're gonna bring their own commander. Fine. This is a mirror match. But whoops, I have some removals, so that will be very mean. And do I need another land? Nope. I need to see. Here's what's different in Brawl and Commander. I'm gonna exile their commander, but they get to choose to put it into exile, which they'll probably never be able to get it back, or back to the command zone, which they can cast it again, but now it needs 2 more mana to get casted. And in the meantime, I will do an attack. Blood-soaked altar. I probably won't use it, even though it'll make more fairies. Okay, fine. And I can go in for 2 damage plus lifelink. Welcome everyone in the chat. How are you doing? We're playing some Brawl. Raise your hand if you've been playing Brawl in Arena or real life. In real life, honestly, I think Brawl was not going to work very well unless the company supported it, and they didn't because they just had so many irons in the fire, and it wasn't on Arena. But after they put it on Arena, I think it's definitely going to really, really make it a lot better. They just need to kind of open up the way to play to do one-on-one. Right now you can't do one-on-one. It's best of one and random and all of that, and my opponent Matu is taking forever. Okay, they're going to try to build up their mana base. That's fine. What color do they choose there? I usually choose blue, and they chose blue as well. Okay. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 mana. They can do Witching Well. Okay, they're going to exile my thing. Fine. So again, I can choose to go back to the command zone on that, but I'll be able to cast it back on my turn. Probably. I probably have enough for it, right? Drop 1 land, and yep, so she comes back. There we go. So they spent their time to exile mine. They could still have Mortify or Prison Realm. Okay, they're gonna summon her. Fine, she's a 3/3 because they have that. They have their own flyer. Yeah, they've got their banner. That's helping them. I need to get rid of that banner. And that's not how you get rid of the banner. Okay, so do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough for my indestructible flyer. That'll be fun. Yes. Let's do that. That's an 8/7 somehow. How did that become an 8/7? Oh, that's because it's Layla is right there. Anyway, so here comes a 2/3 with Death Touch and a 2/1 with Indestructible. So please block it and don't read the card. Okay, didn't block. Fine. So if they attack with their 3/3 Death Touch, obviously I won't block it, but I'll block something else. And then what I could do is if I bring out the Angelic Exaltation, that will make some creature +X based on the number of creatures I have. So what if I send out my 8/7 lifelink by itself? It'll become an 8, 9, 10, 11. It'll become an 11, 10 creature. Played Brawl at school. Yeah, we played Brawl one time at the club, Stevie, and yeah, that's what I was saying about in real life. It hasn't had much action. Ooh, they have their own 8/7. Okay, cool. And we played one time in real life, and it was kind of fun. I don't remember exactly what we played with, but it was good. Okay, here everything's got indestructible, right? So I'll just take that. And what do we want to do? I think Banish into Fable will actually be amazing. Yeah, that'll be amazing. Watch this. Banish into Fable. It will let me send at least 2 of their things back to their hand. 3 things. It sent 3 things back to their hand. Whoa, amazing. Hopefully, with it being on Arena, it would be bring the mode to popularity. Yeah, I think it definitely will, just because if people don't play. Hey, Jerome, how are you doing? Yes, this is some new Throne of Eldraine cards to play with. It's just so funny because now the preview season is so far ahead of things now. This is the Brawl event. This is the event where you can try out a bunch of new Eldraine cards in Brawl, which is sort of like Commander Light. Commander Junior. So we're doing pretty well so far. Our commander is Alayla, Artful Provocateur. They've had to summon their commander 3 times, so they're kind of out of mana. And we've got an 8/7 flyer, and a 2/2, and a 2/1, and a 2/3 death touch, and all of that. We're kind of on really good footing compared to our opponent. But they have plenty of mana. They can still summon stuff and make some 3/1s. But we've got... all of our stuff is indestructible because of Sephara, Sky's Blade. Check it out. Sephara will make all my flying creatures indestructible. Nice. Gonna be cool to make a fairy deck. Yeah, this fairy deck's pretty fun so far. Okay, they have a big old squad of fairies. Cool, cool. Okay. Got a lot going on. They might crack that well. I probably would. Oh, that's actually really good right there. They got their own Skyblade. Can I get rid of that? Not really. Okay, let's throw out a bunch of stuff. They're kind of tapped out, actually. That was not a good play for them. They brought out a huge creature, but that was not a good play, because now they don't have enough blockers. They have to block my 8/7, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're done, because they can only block one thing. Oh, actually, that gets lifelink as well, so maybe they're not totally dead. Let's see what happens. Math is for blockers. And that's a 2/4, so it'll take out one of my knights. Fine. Let that go through. I got 10 life on that. Okay, fine. And let's draw a card. Opponent's graveyard. Let's go to the opponent's graveyard and let's get that Sephara out of here. Draws us how many cards? 1 card. That card is way worse than I thought it was. And, oops, can't sacrifice that. I don't have 4 mana. Let's instead go grab a card and discard a card. Massacre Girl might be good, so let's get rid of that altar for a moment. I think Massacre Girl is going to wipe the whole board in just a moment. Has anyone played with Massacre Girl before? Check it out. Every time you summon her, she puts -1/-1 to everything. And then, if something dies, everything gets -1/-1 again. And if something dies, it gets it again, and again, and again, and again. So, Massacre Girl can wipe the whole board. And that's what I'm going to do, because they're about to possibly do a lot of good stuff here. They're probably going to try to bring out a big old 5/5 demon. 4 in the air. Sure. We can do this. There's a thing called double blocking. Back to the command zone. So now that costs 5, 6, 7, 8. That costs 8 mana to summon. And they have that altar. Yeah, let's go for it here. Let's massacre everything up. Watch this. Oh, snap. And then again, oh, snap. And then again, oh, snap. And then back to my command zone. And then one more time, oh, snap. So there we go. Massacre Girl completely massacred the field. And then I dropped the mace. I should have put the mace out first and then massacre, but again, bad at math. Alayla lives. Fine. I can summon my commander. I've got 4/4 with Menace. I suppose if they know what they're doing, they could do their altar to sacrifice them. No, they wouldn't do that. They have to sacrifice their own Provocateur again. So They're kind of stuck, maybe. I guess they could crack their witching well. That'll draw some cards. While we're waiting for that epic move, let's look again at this hilarious Joyless Jason card. It's just so hilarious. Look at that. He wanted to kill, but it's not Friday the 13th, it's Friday the 12th. Did you know that there's actually a Friday the 13th this month? There is. Jason's favorite holiday will be this month, and he will be resurrected from the grave to come back from the grave. Not a fan of Commander? Yeah, it's just a different kind of way to play Magic. This one's based more on a 60 card deck rather than 100. It can have a legendary creature or planeswalker as the commander, and the card pool is standard instead of the full 25 years of Magic. So sometimes that's cool because too many cards to choose from sometimes is annoying. And we go in with a menace creature that gets exalted. They will probably want to attack. I have 53 life for some reason on this mirror match. Smothering Tithe is not that useful for me at the moment. Ooh, they have their own. Okay, that's going to be a problem. I would have sent that onto an adventure, actually. Alright. That's getting way more expensive for everyone. Wait, what is this? I hardly get to summon this. As long as it's 4 or more artifacts, it gets hexproof, untap stuff, draw a card. Okay, fine. So let's summon that to make our thing over here bigger, attach it here, go in by itself as a 6/6, which is actually an 8/8. You have to double block that. They will block it, not block it, fine. Let's then tap some artifacts. To draw a card with this dragon. That draws me a land. Wow, okay. Throw that land down there. 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to do 10 mana. How did I catch up so fast? 10 mana plus 10 mana. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they have plenty to summon their commander again. Me too, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, I've got so much mana. The Brawl looks fun. I might haul out some cards, have a game with the kids. Yeah, just another way to build everything. And oops, they've got their own angelic insultation. I guess here. So that's a 7/7 with Menace. If they double block, it gets sent back. I guess let's go for it all here. Just pressure them to get stuff killed. So they've got a double block to kill it. Okay, you need to block with one more, please. Double blocking that. Oh man, okay. Well, at the last moment, I will. Okay, they're gonna double block it that way. That's totally fine. That will live, but we'll just tap our artifacts anyway to draw another land. Okay, great. So their commander goes back to the zone again. Massacre Girl is done. 9, 10, 11, 12. They need 12 mana to summon her, which I'm sure they can do that easily. Okay, I guess what we need to do is get rid of... What do we need to get rid of on their side? The exaltation will be useful. I guess along with that banner as well. And instead they're like, I've had enough. Okay, great. That was kind of a long game, but we got it. So we did it, team. We won another one. So I've already claimed all the prizes on this, but let's do this. I'm going to switch these decks. I have not played with these other ones yet. They say the Knight's Charge is the weakest one, but I'll give it a shot. I haven't really looked at the deck at all, and I just kind of have read the internet chatter that it's kind of the weakest one. Actually, why don't we do this before we start? Before we start, let's switch over to the card camera and open up some more cards. So we already opened up the Garbage Pail Kids horror thing. Let's now open up the We Hate the 90s. So it's stuff about the 90s, I guess. What is this? Oh, this is a Lunchable. I get it now. This Garbage Pail Kid, its head is a Lunchable. Let me focus on that. You see that? It's a Lunchable. Okay, let's open this up and see what 90s nostalgia we get. We all know that the 90s were the best decade of all. I weep for all of the youngsters that grew up in the 2000s or the 2010s. Because the 90s was the place to be. Alright, so we've got Cannon Bell. What is this supposed to be referencing? Cannon Bell. So in any event, she is lighting a fuse in her own bum and shooting herself off in the head. What is this in the 90s? Did I miss this toy or what? This is 90s music and celebrities. What sticker is this? Cannon Bell? Cannon Bell. Help me out there in the chat. Who are they making fun of in the 90s with some sort of vague name? Cannon Bell. Next, we've got Jeanco. I guess Jinko Jeans? I guess they're kind of referencing late 90s, which I'm more of like the early 90s. That's Bello the Clown from the circus. Bello the Clown. Maybe. So I think these are Jinko Jeans. And that also is fashion. So there's 9 fashion stickers. And then here we have Roller Slade. Well, this one's easy. Roller Blades. Let me actually do something over here. I think everyone's sort of like chat messages are a little small. Where do I go here to change my fonts? Let's change that up over here somewhere. That might be a little bit more readable. There we go. So if you try chatting again, that should be a little more readable. Anyway, okay, Roller Slade. Yeah, I totally remember those roller blades from back in the day. I remember how colorful they were and everything. So that one is actually pretty funny. Okay, so next up we've got Boyd Meets World. This is obvious. This is Boy Meets World. And the whole world is like killing him. But he's in space. Where are the stars? I don't get it. Next up, we've got Scrunch Chari. Scrunch Kari? Is that a name that kids had? Kari? I would have just called her Scrunchy Sally, right? Because scrunchies were a thing in the 90s. We can do better, right? Scrunchy Sally would be better than Scrunchy Cherry? Carrie? Kari? What would that be? It looks like people's chats are not showing up anymore on the chat screen. What happened there? Maybe I made the font too big. Let me take it back over here. Hopefully the chat messages come back. Let's see, will they be visible? There they go. Okay. It's supposed to make fun of the Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse Show? Maybe. And then we've got Crisscross. That one made me LOL out loud. So this is obviously a parody of Crisscross, the young rapping duo of the 90s with their famous songs Jump and I Miss the School Bus. They're really scratching the bottom of the barrel for the name on that one, possibly. But Crisscross made me laugh. Look at that, he's totally backwards. Then we've got Windy Willie. Okay, well, that one is obviously a parody of one of the most famous presidents of the 90s and how he was totally into blowing his saxophone. And, yep, there he is right there. So, Windy Willie. And then we've got the last one, Neon Leon. So this is, I guess, mixing up like slime plus neon colors. Remember, neon colors were cool in the 90s? So he's like kind of slimy and he's a little creature or something, or gummy or something. So, okay, kind of interesting. These 90s ones were not as funny as the horror ones, I guess, and you had to be there, and not everyone knows everything. But okay, which one did you like there in the chat? Which was the best one? Neon Leon? Windy Willie? Scrunchy Sally? Crisscross? Boyd Meets World? This one has a million of them. Roller Slade? Gene Co? Or Cannon Bell? How many did it come with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It came with 8 of them. That's cool. So, yep. Those are the ones that I got right here. And, yep, make your picks. Neon Leon is your favorite. Looks cool. I guess we were kind of both partial to slime and stuff, right? Your favorite would have to be Cannon Bell. All right. That was your choice right there, Cannon Bell. Which one did I like? I think I probably like Crisscross, just because it's so funny and dumb. Look at that. His head is on backwards, and that's the joke. So we've got 90s fashion. Not fashion. That wasn't a fashion thing. It was the rappers. Crisscross. What are you talking about? Okay, well, on the next break, what we will do is open up one more pack of these cards right here. We got one more pack, but wait a minute. It is an authentic Garbage Pail Kids card, Series 4, from the actual 80s. Never been opened. Let's zoom in on the copyright notice over here. Can you see that in the chat? That is copyright 1986. Never been opened. Still with the original gum. Yes, these things used to come with gum. Still with the original gum, which I will actually taste. And I'll probably be okay. So this is totally original with the wax paper, not the plastic that we have nowadays, wax paper. You were 7 in 86. How old was I? I was born in 78. Math is for blockers. So this has 5 stickers and 1 stick of bubblegum. 4th series. This, I totally opened these up back in the day. And I don't think I have any of them left anymore. And look at this. You could get a Garbage Pail Kid t-shirt and stuff. So, yep, I'm going to open this up on the next break after I play a little bit more Brawl. And I'm going to eat the gum that is, what is that, 35-year-old gum. You were exactly 90, so not that far behind. Yeah, exactly. So, things kind of overlap sometimes. But that's what's on tap right here. Tell your friends, everyone, come join on the YouTube or the Twitch, and tell everyone on Twitter. VM Campos is going to open a pack of Garbage Pail Kid cards, or Garbage Gang as they are known throughout the world, rest of the world, an authentic 1986 pack. Actually, I'm going to screenshot that right there because I'm gonna screenshot that so that I can actually use it for promotion or something. But I'm gonna open up an unopened 30. What is that? Please help me out there on the chat. This is embarrassing. How old is that? 2019 minus 1986. 111 negative 111. What did I do? 2019 minus 1986. Here we go. 33-year-old. I'm gonna open up a 33-year-old pack of Garbage Pail Kid cards, and I will eat the gum. Tell everyone to come and watch this because it'll be epic. So let's switch over to the game and let's play. But let me go get a little sip of water. It's kind of hot at the moment in Southern California. Not too fun. I'm gonna get some water. I will BRB right back, and we'll continue. BRB right back. That's not even a funny joke. Alright, so I went to go get my drink. Let's try to play some of this Brawl with this deck that I've never played with before. So I'm going to be pausing and reading the cards as I play, and hopefully it goes all right. They say that this is the worst of the 4 decks, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I see an Ancestral Blade, which I've seen before. Mortify, I've seen that. Wintermoor, Commander, what is this? Indestructible, Death Touch. Toughness is equal to the number of knights. When it attacks, another knight gains Indestructible and single combat. Okay, vaguely acceptable. So, our Commander needs red, black, and mana. Okay, I've got all the mana that I need. So I'll drop the wilds, crack it already, and I guess I'll go... Actually, that was a guild gate, so dumb. Okay, let's just get another swamp. And that's slowing down. Okay, so... Next turn, Plains, Blade, so I've got something to do. And, okay, what about this, actually? That's a 2-0. Equal to the number of knights, so it'll be at least a 2-1. Okay, let's... It's got Death Touch. Okay, let's bring it out this way. So it's a 2-1. Next turn, Blade. Then equip the Blade, maybe. Getting closer to their thing there. Okay, what does this Mire do? If you go on a quest, draw a card, lose a life. Okay, good. Or gain X life. X is the number of knights. Okay, so this is gonna kind of be like a slower thing, which is fine. So then now... is equal to the number of knights. That's not a knight? That's a soldier. Okay. So they have enough for their commander. Fine. But I've also got Death Touch. I can despark, exile permanent with a CMC. Okay, I guess let's take out their... Let's take out their commander. Go in for some attackitude. I don't need to pass my blade at the moment. And I could throw my Swordmaster out already, which is life gain. Doesn't really matter yet. I don't think I need life. Yeah, let's throw him out there. Gain some life. I gain life, they lose life, so that's fun. And then I can still cast it. So, these new Eldraine cards... Actually, let me show you something here. No! Well, at least they did that to my creature instead of my commander. Anyway, right here is the famous invitation to join. This is the invitation that they gave out about Throne of Eldraine to... Oops, I should do the math instead. This is the Throne of Eldraine invitation that they gave out when they first announced that there's the set Throne of Eldraine. It folds in half, but I've got it in a protector. So on the front it says, "You are invited to Throne of Eldraine," or whatever. And then on the inside we got fairies and stuff. Aw, man. People thought it was going to be a, what do you call it? A Return to Lorwyn set, but it was more about knights and stuff. Okay, so they Kaya's Wrathed everything, which is fine, but then that means I can bring out my own commander, and then now that becomes a... Okay, if I... Why does it say... Oh, actually, I can equip for 0. Yep, that's one of the things that happens with this deck. All my equipment can be equipped for 0 if it's a knight. So now that's a 6/6 menace, vigilance, attacking creature. What else does it have? Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you draw a card and you lose a life. Okay, that's fine. Which I will do right now because each player chooses a creature or planeswalker they control, then sacrifices the rest. Fine, that doesn't do anything that useful. Anyway, this has got vigilance and menace, so that hits. And I can drop that land. Gain a life on that. Creature card from my graveyard to my hand. Okay, let's bring back the Swordsmith. So I'll send that guy on an adventure, bring this back. I should be able to then cast this. Also, for the adventure cost. Lastly, well, I guess I'll put it out onto the field as well. There we go. This deck's not terrible so far. I guess you've got to have good draws. What is everyone in the chat like? Do you prefer fairies or knights? Okay, I've got Mortify. Mortify will let me... Ooh, that becomes a 6. Okay, I gotta wreck that. I was gonna use Mortify. See, that Layla deck that they've got, obviously now they're gonna get 7 life back, so I've got to Mortify that. Actually, wait a minute. 3 damage to any target creature, +2. Okay, yeah, I gotta Mortify their commander. They've got a big ol' 7/8. Over here then, I'll do single combat. I can't do that yet. Intervention +2 to something. 3 damage to any creature. Okay, let's do 3 damage to that suit. And go all in. That's just a 2/2. They can double block that if they want. It just goes back to my hand. They're kind of doing me a favor there. They're killing my... Okay, never mind. I guess they're not going to block it. Fine. Yep, they were about to block and kill my 2/2, but it was my commander and it was just going to go back to my hand. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, they have 8 mana for that. Fine. Icon is interesting, right? This is currently a frog. I could choose creature type of frog, and I'll have a 3-3, but then it won't help with anything else. Let's see about drawing a card. Worthless. Alright, so that's a human knight, that's a zombie knight, and that's a frog. So, let's see here. Are they gonna not... Okay. I'll pass this blade on to my other flyer. And if they attack with a 2-3, I can take it out. Is a new set physically released yet? No, it has not been released yet. This is the one based on Grimm's Fairy Tales and stuff. Yep, but it has not been released yet. And that's the funny thing, that September, like October something, you're going to send a picture. Okay, I'll do that one moment. But yeah, so this set comes out like October, the first week of October next month. But then the pre-release is like October 26th. But they're already showing some cards already, so... Uh-oh, I guess that's dead. I'm gonna send you a picture after this. Could you pose like it so you can draw it? Okay, I'll try that to pose like it. Alright, I gotta do this single combat now. They've built up a huge board state, so I've got to do this. So that was a fun board wipe right there. Okay, next up, I guess... It's odd how they're doing a sneak peek online physical release. Yep, it's a little more different than other times. It's like they're really kind of doing things. Why am I getting notifications at this hour? It's already midnight. What happened to my... What happened to my sound thing? Oops, that didn't work because I have a frog, not a knight. Oh well. So let me see about trying to pose like this thing over here. So I guess it's something like I'm holding something and I'm kind of sideways and I'm kind of like that, kind of? Something like that? Should I get closer like this? Let's see, it's like this. Something like that. So I'm kind of sideways and holding it like that and then looking at the camera. There we go. So I will send you a pic. How do we do that? You can get a picture. Yeah, this is not going to work out here. They've got a lot of cool stuff. So let's move on. I'm going to send you a picture. Could you pose like it so you can draw? So I send you my photo like that, I guess. Okay, let me get the right spot and then do the screenshot. Let's see, like this, right? Let me fix this right here. And then over here, so... Alright, so I took a screenshot of that. I'll send that as soon as I can. Let's try this again. So, My opponent was just building up too much of a board state. It looks like this knight deck needs to be very aggro. It looks like if your opponent can build up a state, you might be in trouble. And I was in trouble because they had their altar, which will let them make 5/5s. They had plenty of mana to keep resummoning their commander. So I just felt like it was a little too tough. So let's try this again. Got some haste creatures. I get to go first. Okay, I think this deck will work better once you've got like some... You go first. If I go first and I've got some haste stuff, then I think this deck might work. This Brawl deck has way too many tap lands, like these gates. These, I don't like them. Okay, so... destroy an artifact. There's no artifact to destroy at the moment, and I probably... Well, actually, I do want to be aggro here, because next turn I can summon Chajik, and he's got... Okay, so they're going to be able to summon their commander very soon, but I've already got Tajik right here, attacking for 6. Yeah, so this deck's gotta be aggro. Next turn, Ancestral Icon of Ancestry to give everything +1. Aw, man. Okay. Okay, let's do Knight's Charge instead. Let's see how that works. And go back over here. You are welcome. So here's a 3/3. Then they found a nothing. Okay, so I'm kind of stuck on mana, and they're about to summon their commander, and I have no way to deal with it. I should have probably summoned the commander so that next turn... Oh, I guess they still can. Alright, that's a 5/6. Okay, well, that's the thing about this deck. Like, that's already a 5/6. How am I going to deal with that? Look at the top 5. Reveal a creature. That won't do anything. That's a 2/3. Okay, well, let's see if I can do something with this knight. That'll be double strike, at least. And I can pay more mana to make it even bigger. I can, in theory, attack with a big old double striking guy. Yep, so that's it with Alayla. It's like they can easily create a big board state like that. See, that's a 7/7. Alright, so I just have to rely that they're running low on cards, and hopefully that's not an artifact or enchantment. That is an enchantment. Okay, well, GG to them. Okay, so that's strike 2 so far for this deck. You saw that with the Alayla deck, I was able to do stuff, and you saw my opponent. I've had a couple of opponents that have the Alayla deck, and you see that it gets rolling once you've got those artifacts and enchantments. And even though I thought I had a little bit of like aggro, it still wasn't enough. So what about this right here? This is another one. This is way too slow for this deck. And this is vaguely adequate. Okay. I guess let's go with that. They get to go first. And at least they have a... At least they have a 5 casting cost commander like me. I'm kind of low on mana here. That can get kind of huge. I'm gonna need the mana probably. So that's a zombie knight. Alright, let's see if this Winter Moor will help. They might be stuck on lands. Okay, they have a 2/2. Don't tell me they already have an amazing... Okay. So, Crystal Slipper, yeah, running out of mana here. They probably want to equip that somehow really well, so I'm gonna have to take some damage. Next, well, Obnixilus's Cruelty. I'll probably wait. I'll probably keep my Cruelty until they summon their commander. I have 2 Death Touch Knights. Yes, that has Death Touch. Fanta Lord. I wonder if they like drinking Fanta. Guess I'm okay trading here. Interesting. Okay, yep, so I wish I had some land. So I'm barely hanging out with 2 lands and an artifact. And they have all their lands for their commander, yay. And at least I've got Obnixilus's Cruelty on that. They'll hopefully think, well, they can't do very much with only 2 lands. But let's see. They would have to sacrifice one of their lands. I doubt they'll do that. They're going to wait for it to have a creature, and then they're going to... and then they're going to bring out their Corvald. What is it called again? Yeah, Corvald. And it has... that's a 2/3. Okay, there's some land. The only thing that does is give haste. I guess we'll do this. So, okay, that's a 4/4. So most likely they will summon that Corvald, kill their vampire, do a little damage, make their Corvald bigger, spend all their mana, then I'll do Cruelty on it and send it back to the command zone. Oh, they're gonna do that first. Okay. Well, I want some of those amassed creatures then to sacrifice.
A chase stokes the forge. The only prize I desire head.
Alright, so here comes some mana. I guess, just bring out some more artifacts for the moment. Go in and take out their Planeswalker. Right here, if they want to amass, they'll have to get rid of their Angrath. So I would still do that, probably. Bake into a pie. Great. Where's my removal? Alright, they can actually use that food when they summon their Corvald, so that'll work. Oh, but instead they want to gain life. Okay. Alright, so creatures no longer have menace. Fine. Hammer. I guess here we want that knight, which then I can summon. And can I attach that? That is suddenly... Yeah, I think that's an odd move they made, that gaining life. That artifact could have been used when Corvald gets summoned to make it bigger. Corvald could have eaten it, but instead they ate it and got more life. 23 life, who cares? Hey everyone there in the chat, thank you for visiting. If you're visiting for the first time, I'm playing some Brawl. And after I finish playing Brawl, I will open a 33-year-old pack of Garbage Pail Kid cards from 1988. You don't want to go away. Tell all your friends. Yep, I'm going to open this up and actually eat the gum. Never been eaten before since 1986. After this game. Okay, so what are we doing here? I guess we'll get rid of that annoying creature. Fine. We will pump this up. We will then pump it up some more. Oops, that seems to be an 8-8. I'm getting close to getting that Colossal Hammer. Plus 10, plus 10. But for the moment, that's an 8-8. I guess they should probably summon their commander soon. If the gum is still old and not opened, you are sure the gum is one of the very few foods that don't taste bad when old. I hope so. Let's see what happens. Now, these packets are really not, like, airtight. I can already, like, push it a little bit right here and see how that pops open a little bit. These things are not airtight, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so they're going to sacrifice their thing. Whoops, that's a 5-5. Uh-oh, Corval's a 5-5. They're ready to get me with their commander. And they get the golden egg. Okay, that's kind of a cool mana rock. Okay, so drop a land. Get that out of here. That was a lot of effort on their side to get their Corvald out. Whoops. What else? I can't really attach anything else. I don't want to attach that mask. Why does it let me try to pay for that if I can't pay for that? Anyway, I guess I'll attack with a 6/6. There we go. And that. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got enough to resummon Corvald. Sure, they'll probably break their egg. Alright, so what do we think in the chat? Do you think I might actually win it with this one? I've lost so far two times with this deck. It's not an amazing deck. And here they are going to... what do they want to do here? If they drop a land, they can proliferate, but nothing to proliferate. If they drop a Corvald, they could... That's not enough, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 5 mana. They need 4, 5, 6, 7. They need 7. Yeah, they want to... Next turn they'll bring their Corvald. Anything is possible. It's magic, after all. It's magic. Yeah, let me help them here. If I put my mouse over their thing, maybe they'll figure out that, hey, you can do something with your thing right there. Not a very useful thing, but you can do that. Apparently, I looked it up and there is such thing as a chewing gum ossification. Ossification, which I never knew existed. And they say old gum is safe to chew and flavor maybe a bit brittle depending on its looks. Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, time's running out. Fanta Lord. Mask of Immolation, fine. It took half an hour to figure that out. They're jumping back and forth between, what do my cards do? What do my cards do? Okay, so destroy target artifact. Yeah, let's destroy an artifact. That egg. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let's make this even better. And then let's summon this from exile. That's a 3/2. So it's out of the range of the mask. So here comes a 10/10 Death Touch. You probably want to block with your 1/1. No need to read the card, it's a 10/10 coming at you. I wish there was a timer that timed people during Brawl matches, like there is during the regular matches, because I'm sure they've spent a lot of time. Look at that, they have 0 time extensions. I still have 2. And then they'll block that and do damage. I would block and then do damage directly to me. Not to my 3/1. Okay, they should have done damage directly to me. Anyway, so they have a bunch of mana, they have a bunch of cards. What I would do is summon Corvald, destroy my own artifact, make it stronger. Then drop a land to proliferate with the stage. And they'll have a 6/6 Corvald. Oh, okay, and so they're gonna do that. Fine. And then Sir Gwyn. What can we do with Sir Gwyn again? Attack and draw. Okay, I guess Sir Gwyn will come out, or Sire Gwyn. I think the SYR is a prefix. Because see, right there they have their own Sir Conrad. Whenever another creature dies, or a creature blah 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 deals damage. Okay, okay, that's fine. Corpse Knight. Oh, there's that Corpse Knight right there. Like my Corpse Knight that I have in real life. But wait a minute, It's the rare one that says 2-3. It says 2-3, but the real Corpse Knight is a 2-2. How is that possible? Yes, I have one of these rare reprints. Yeah, it's not a 2-3 in real life. It's a misprint. Anyway, what am I doing here? You have both copies. I think I might have both copies as well. Anyway, let's bring out our commander finally. Let's equip. Watch this right here. Equipping this costs 0. That seems to be a 17-17. Actually, let's just pass it over instead to our poor little 3-2. Let's make that into a 13-12. Yes. And then let's attack with a 7-7 and a 13-12. Draw 2 cards. Oh, snap. You might want to block that. Okay. Someone equipped the hammer. I cheated it because it costs 0 to equip to a knight. Let me equip it over here, over to my Sir Gwyn. Whoops, that's a 16-16. Hey, why did that die? When I unequipped it, it died or what? Huh, why did that die? Oh well. Anyway, so... Alright, things are looking a little grim here. I've got a 16-16 with Menace. So they better realize that to double block this. And hopefully they don't have any removal. Ooh, Izoni, that one's nice. That's gonna undergrowth me. Okay, that's not so bad. I thought they were gonna undergrowth a million bugs. Izoni's kind of just thrown into that deck for no reason. Well, I guess because it's got sacrifice abilities. Alright, so once again, we're waiting. Hey, everyone in the chat, how are you doing? I know Mark is there. I know Stevie is there. I think Jerome is there. Who else is there? And Rhythm of the Wild, you kind of wasted your mana on that. But I guess... Does that do anything after you've got creatures? No, only before you've got creatures. Okay, so that's... Okay, so let's do some stuff here. That has flying. Okay, let's do this. Let's throw out some little creatures so that then I can throw out some other creatures, deal some damage, throw out another creature, deal more damage. Deal there, and then attack. Shining Armor. That's a 16-16 with Menace. Please block with 2. Alright, 2 bugs. Yep. That bug got really squashed. Hilarious. Okay. Okay. Anything else here? Not really. And the Shining Armor... attach it to a knight. It gets +0/+2 and has vigilance. That's not really that great at all. Okay, so we're getting closer to things. That Sir Conrad actually is kind of working well. It's damaging me. And they have 5 life and I've got 10. They're trying to stop me. But... Oh, if I equip my hammer to my flyer, it loses flying. So I can't jump over them. But... I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible attackers. They've got 3 possible blockers. They've got a lot of mana and a lot of cards. Let's see. We're going to be here a little while, everyone. What did you do today? Tell me all about your day while Phantalord uses up their ropes. Because they're out. They've got to hurry up with all of these tactics now. These are their final actions. I have 3 timer extensions. They have 0, and they're running out of time. Okay, well, that's kind of good. It wipes out too many of my creatures, and that's going to deal some damage from me. Okay, we'll see how it goes. This is about to get dicey for me. Oh, actually, oh yeah, so it still kicks in. Okay, that's 4 damage to me. Okay. Drawing a bunch of cards, 6 life. Oh, ran out of time. Yep, ran out of time. Alright, so you've got 1 blocker, and I've got 2 attackers. And I've got 4 life left. There we go. There we go, with a 16-16 vigilant, hammer-holding 10-10. 16-16, wow. So yay for Menace. Yeah, that one went forever. I have to say my opponent seemed to be very inexperienced. I could kind of feel it. And I did lose 2 with that deck and finally won 1. Yeah, I think the Knight deck is not the best one. It's fun, I think, but I don't think it has the answers that it needs for the opponents. I don't think it has enough removal. I think it tries to synergize too much. I think it tries to be aggro, but it doesn't have a good defense. You cannot edit these decks yet. You just play them as is. So I think the Alayla deck, the fairy deck, I think it's great. You're able to make lots of fairies and draw lots of cards and do cool stuff with artifacts. The Knight deck, I don't think it's good. There's this other one, Chulane. He seems to do good as well. I haven't played that one yet, but that's what happened there. We got a win. You went and saw the new side adventure film, FNF Hobbs and Shaw, and it was pretty entertaining. What are we talking about here? The new side adventure film, FNF Hobbs. What is that? Fill me in on that a little bit more. I'm so out of it. So I got 750, 500 XP, plus a Plague Crafter. I thought I already had all of them. And there we go. Okay, let's switch over. This is when you got to tell everyone, if you haven't already told them in the chat to come and hang out. We're going to open an authentic Garbage Pail Kids card pack from 1986. Oh, Fast and Furious. Yeah, there we go. Garbage Pail Kids booster pack over here in the card cam. And we're gonna see if this gum is not toxic after 30 years. And we'll have some fun with it. Okay, this is so classic, so vintage. You know, the paper, the wrapper was wax. And there's the barcode and everything. This is just so interesting because it barely is even like kind of closed up. And the glue on that opened up so easily. It's so disintegrated. Let's first look at just the wrapper. This vintage wrapper here. Check it out. This vintage 1986 wrapper in perfect condition. Here's where you can buy the t-shirt. Special GPK sweatshirt, terrific high quality white sweatshirt as shown. To order, just send $12.95 plus $1.50 postage and handling, $14.45 in total in case you can't do math, dummies, plus 3 GPK wrappers, plus your name, address, birth date, and size. So you have to buy 3 of these and then send $15 and you got a t-shirt. That's kind of amazing, right? This long shirt. And this was over to New York. Allow 8 weeks. Void where prohibited. Taxed or regulated. And here's your chart. If you are a child and you are small, or an adult and you are large, etc. So, okay, that's the package. We've got then the cards. These are the totally authentic Garbage Pail Kids cards. Crushed Shelly. So gross. Look at that. On the back, see, now that's what I'm talking about. On the back, they also had this other amazing stuff. Wanted for slave driving. Bus driver, fill in name of the bus driver, also guilty of the following crimes: confusing, paying passengers with sardines, stopping after you've rang the bell just 5 blocks after, running you over, then charging double fare for both halves. So dumb. Next, we've got decapitated Hetty. Pretty funny. That seems kind of also like a parody of those old movies, The Brain That Wouldn't Die. And in the back, we've got wanted for getting away with murder. Mechanic, also guilty of the following crimes: assaulting batteries, highway robbery, impersonating a magician, making your bank account disappear. Ooh, snap, that's totally true. That's pretty hysterical, I agree. And then over here, battered Brad. Ooh, that's kind of darker than I would actually think. This is like a teddy bear that's all beat up, and then he's holding his own little teddy bear sort of thing. So, battered Brad. Then on the back, we've got, here's what your completed green border puzzle will look like. So you need to collect 21 of these cards with the green border to ultimately create this amazingly horrific poster that you would totally put on your wall and not be in trouble for. Next up, we've got Hi Rye. I guess a person's name can be Hi and last name Rye. It's kind of funny on that. And then, okay, so here, yeah, here's the green border. Look at how little they give you of what you need to put together. See, look, this is his little hand up here with the zipper area. You need 21 of these cards to make one of these posters. Rip off. And then we've got Greta Garbage and her I Love New York bag, and she's kind of reaching into the trash. Total social commentary. And then this is, what part of this is this? Anyway, here's what everyone cared about. The gum. Look at it. Here it is, totally original gum. Can we get a nice focus on that? There it is there. Let's look at all of the texture on that. Look at all that ossification. I mean, flavor crystals. So it feels pretty solid. I'm going to break off a piece. This used to bend. Back in the 80s, this used to bend. And now, this doesn't bend anymore. Actually, it's kind of bending a little. Gum actually looks brand new, surprisingly. I know it's all of the toxins that are preserving it for being 3 decades old. So it kind of does bend a little bit. Okay, let's switch over to the amazing cam. And if you know how to do this on Twitch, you might want to clip this. Doesn't smell like anything. Back in the day, I'm sure it would have smelled like, you know, bubble gum. I don't smell anything. And here we go. Am I gonna regret this? Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no. It is falling apart, disintegrating in my mouth. Tastes like wax. It disintegrated in my mouth. It disintegrated in my mouth. It's no longer gum. Does it taste new? No. It tastes like wax. It absorbed. It absorbed the inside wax covering of the package. It disintegrated in my mouth. I can't get over that. There's nothing in my mouth. And I didn't just swallow it to swallow it. It disintegrated in my mouth. It became like nothing in my mouth as I chewed it. And it tastes like wax. I don't know, chat. Was that a good idea? Should I have done that? That was an interesting experience. I just ate 33-year-old gum, and I did it for the chat. Remember the old expression, do it for the vine. And now I did that. So if I don't have a stream next week, it's because I'm in the hospital. But maybe they'll let me hook up my laptop to the hospital Wi-Fi, and I'll still stream some Arena as they are pumping my stomach out for eating 33-year-old gum. Interesting. Well, let's play a little bit more Arena. Let's switch to a different deck. The Knights deck is kind of, I don't know. Let's switch over to Savage Hunter. The Dragon deck or whatever. I need to get a drink. I will be BRB. Okay, so let's Savage Hunter. Hopefully this will save my taste buds drinking some of this juice. Which, now that I come to think about it, I think that's been in the fridge too long as well. Okay, Krenko, this is good. That'll help build up a little army of creatures. Angrath is good. I don't have any red mana, but the Arcane Signet will make mana of any color. But they go first. Mayhem Devil's not that amazing. 3/3 for 3, I guess, but it does stuff. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. I don't start with any tapped lands. Good. They did. I got that Druid that will let me ramp. Okay, that's good. So I guess, let's bring out the Signet. Because I would use the Druid anyway to summon Krenko, so, well, let's see. Any word on when our club... Yeah, the club has TBH not been putting itself together properly, but I'm in talks with 2 people that are supposed to turn in all of the paperwork to become an official club, and just watch the Discord to confirm when that will be the first meeting. People weren't exactly on the ball with getting the club set up. Okay, so clearly here, the problem will be that they will immolate my Druid, which I guess is fine, because instead I'll get out Krenko, which will do cool stuff. So let's see if they take the bait. Let's see if they realize that they can immolate my druid. So the club is supposed to be on Mondays from 5 to 7, but the paperwork has not been submitted to be an official club yet. Freaking nah. Alright, so they'll do 1 damage and then maybe kill the druid. Okay, that's fine. I guess. Have a stupid guild gate. About to hope on Twitch to clip. Yeah, it was a little bit ago. I don't know how it actually works anyway on Twitch, how you do clippings. And another tap land, great. I'll clip it myself anyway. After the stream, I'll go to back to my own stream and cut that part out where I eat the gum anyway. So okay, so crypt is worthless. Guess we'll drop that. I can bring in my own dragon or Corvald. I guess I'll bring the dragon first, that way I can have some treasure, then bring in Corvald so he can eat stuff. Alright, finally we can get online our own commander. We will sacrifice We'll sacrifice the egg because treasure can give me mana. And that draws me that. Anything good to destroy? No. Drop a land, bring out an Angrath. So now my creatures have menace. Whoops, that gets stronger. I sacrificed more permanents. More card draw, more good.
You're just fuel for the fires of freedom. If you want it.
And now I've got a 2/2. Okay. Let's see, what do they have? Did they manage to get any removal? Did they hopefully use up their removal already? Because that's a 7/7 with menace. Okay, what are they going to sacrifice? The food, probably. I would not sacrifice that treasure. Okay, they did the treasure. Fine. Food doesn't give you mana. 2 cards left. All of mine have menace. Okay, so we got tons of mana. Let's first of all bring that bigger. We can proliferate something nasty right here. Yep, submit 3 on that. vampire. Mask. Alright, so this is an 8/8 with menace. Guess I'll sacrifice the devil. That's another counter that deals damage and gains life. And now that's a 9/9 with menace, so they're gonna have to double block. One damage to any target. Why are you hitting my creature instead of me? Okay. Anyway, so now I've got my Angrath. Ooh, okay, that's a good one. Okay, so that's a 5/5 directly to me. That's fine. Okay, they would rather attack my planeswalker. That's fine. I'm your opponent more than your planeswalker.
Make all sail for high and dry.
Alright, so I can bring back something from my graveyard. Savvy, whenever it attacks, create food. Or Krenko. Let's bring back Krenko. And then we'll summon Krenko. We'll attack with a couple of these. I will sacrifice that. Whoops, that's a 10/10. That creature dies, does that. Fun stuff. And that's done there. Okay. So this could still go very... Yep. Death Sprout. Okay. Find Finality. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Let's let it go to the graveyard, because then Find Finality can bring it back. So I've got the vampire and they've got the Sir Conrad, which will cancel each other out, right? Okay, that's a 7/7. I doubt they will attack. Okay, fine. So drop a dumb land. Find my Korvad and my Druid. Oh, actually, the Pollen Bright Druid. There we go. Return it to my hand. That's what I chose. Summon that Korvad. Don't need that Immolation. Guess we'll hold off just a little bit. Okay, so they're in a good position. I doubt they'll attack with that 7-7. Oops, they're attacking with a 5-4. Interesting. I'll gladly block that. And I have to decide which creature will bite it. Probably the vampire. They will choose. Alright, ooh, Evolution Shade. I can do everything, right? I can double proliferate if I pay for this properly. I guess it'll all work fine. So I'm gonna get a double proliferate that, then that. Yes, then that. Yes, okay, then, I guess... go with a little bit of everything. Oops, I did that a little bit out of order. Okay, fine, I guess that 1-1 is NBG. And then 1 damage to... we'll just direct it to the opponent. That's always the best idea. Evolving Wilds, who cares? Okay, sorry, I should have let Krenko's thing happen first. Then I could sacrifice that 1-1 and so forth. So now Krenko's a 2-3. See, that's why it was so important for me to get that. Get it back. Since it didn't die to the graveyard, their enchantment didn't kick in. Pro tip. Whenever a creature you control dies, you gain whatever. It didn't die. They put it back to the command zone. Sack the land, whatever. Oops, Mayhem Devil. That's how you really go against this deck when something on their side gets sacrificed, having Mayhem Devil. And Grath. Okay. So, Evolving Wilds. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, the Korvald deck seems fine, even though it was only one game. Let's play one more just to see how it is. I'm at 2 hours streaming. Let's do one more. How's everyone liking Brawl? I was playing the fairy deck all week, and I really like it. I played the knight deck right now, and you saw that it wasn't amazing. You saw this Korval deck, which seems fun. Yeah, this one looked better than the last one, the knight deck. If all the synergy comes together. This is pretty bad. I don't like that it's 3 colors that just... Okay, now we've got some colors to work with. Okay, I guess I'll keep this. This is not amazing either, but stuff can happen. Looks more fun to do online than in person so far. Well, in person, you just have to kind of keep track of a lot of things. And on Arena, it helps you keep track of it for you, like those proliferates that I did, if you don't pay attention. Although I did do a little misplay about I should have had Krenko do his trigger first, then do Korvald's trigger, so I didn't have to sacrifice too much. Anyway, what are we doing here again? So, tap land, whoops. Okay, so this is way slower than I would want. I guess what's more important is to get that Mask of Immolation out. So that would be the forest. Then I can start throwing in my other things. Okay, so at least we've got a 1-1 to work with here. Next turn, I guess I will do the Evolving Wilds, because I have all the colors that I need with these dual lands. We've got a knight. Okay. It's a very good play very early on like that. Ooh, they have the knight deck. Okay, let's see. I didn't make it work very well, but let's see if they can. Okay, so let's just do the wilds right now. No need to do it at the end of the turn like everyone else does. And I'll get more black mana. I can do the Signet or the Druid. Let's do the Signet. That'll be a little bit less targetable for damage, for getting destroyed like the Druid. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get one more untapped land to come from the top of my deck, I can already bring my Corvald. Might be too early and dangerous, but we'll see. Okay, good. Not a tapped land. Let's see, bringing out Corval this early. Alright, so I got a 5/5 already. I kind of felt like the Knight deck did not have a lot of removal, so let's see how it works for them. Okay. So many tapped lands. I guess let's do a Scry evolution. Yeah, I love evolution Shage on this so much. Okay, let's do a distraction with Angrath. Because now they gotta attack me. Or my Planeswalker. That mask served its purpose. There's my Sage. It's a 6/6 with Menace in the air. I'm fine if their Corpse Knight goes after my Angrath, because I want to keep my... We'll see what happens here now. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have enough for their Sir Gwyn, so they can start equipping. One of the things that's kind of cool with that Knight deck is that you can equip... You can equip things for free. Okay. Don't need that. Let's drop this Sage. Let's drop a land. Let's populate. Let's make that even bigger. Druid. I guess the Druid... I guess I'll sacrifice the Druid. So Corvald is cool, but obviously here I've got to be sacrificing things every time it attacks. There's Sir Conrad. Cool, got another forest to proliferate some more, so this is kind of coming together, hopefully. Hopefully they don't pull their removal, because that's, you know, that's an 8/8. I think they're giving up their will to live because they took a lot of damage there. Ah, man. Okay. That's a good tactic. We can choose a creature or planeswalker. Okay, well, I guess I'll keep my 8/8. GG. Yes, I would like to keep my flyer. And it'll eat an artifact, whatever. There we go. Okay. So that seemed to work well. That's been a little bit over 2 hours of streaming, so I think we'll start to wrap it up at this point. Well, everyone, we played some Brawl, and this is the brand new format. If you haven't seen my video yet, I'll put it in the chat again, right there. Where did that go? If you haven't seen my video about what is Brawl, you can go right there and watch that at some point. I would appreciate if you watch it, give it a thumbs up. It's kind of a long-form video discussion about what Brawl is and some ideas for how to play it. So we played some Brawl with 3 out of the 4 decks, and I opened up some fun. You had a great time. Thank you so much for that. We opened up some fun Garbage Pail Kid cards, also known as Garbage Gang. We opened up some fun ones from the modern times, the classic times. How has class been going so far? So far, class has been fine. It's a hybrid class, so I teach in person and online, and it's been going just fine. Yet another entertaining stream. Thank you so much for that. So let's do like this. Out of these 3 Garbage Pail Kids, which is your favorite? Do you like Greta Garbage? Do you like Dale from the Crypt? Or do you like Neon Leon? So which of these 3 was your favorite Garbage Pail Kid? So that's pretty fun when they bring back these old classic things. Next time on the next stream, I'll also crack open some other fun stuff too. Don't forget to check out my YouTube videos and such. You like Leon? Don't forget to check out the videos on YouTube. Some new Magic stuff is coming out, comic book stuff, all that great stuff. You like Greta Garbage? There we go. We got 2 versus 2. I'm going to vote for Greta Garbage, tiebreaker. So, this has been VM Campos and Greta Garbage saying thank you for visiting the stream, and see you next time.